Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 18, which is entitled as Sannyasa Yoga. Sloka 65, Part 6. Man-manā bhava mad-bhakto mad-yājī mam namaskuru evaiṣyasi satyaṁ te pratijāne priyo me. Arjuna, with unwavering devotion, focus your mind on me alone, always. With the same devotion, perform acts constituting my worship. Bow to me with the same devotion. You will come to me alone. This is truth. As you are exceedingly dear to me, I promise to you. We learned that Krishna wants us to think about Him always. He wants us to worship Him always, and He wants us to pay our obeisances to Him always. And we also learned the details of these in the previous sessions. And also we learned how Krishna makes promise to His dear devotees, assuring them that by following this instruction, one will surely attain Him. Now let's take a moment to quickly see an overview of what Krishna has presented so far. In this way, we can understand the connection to the next upcoming sloka, which is considered to be the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Atma is nothing but a conscious entity which lives within a body. It stays in the body and holds the body from falling down. The body by itself cannot stand. Once the Atma departs the body falls to the ground. We have witnessed this in this world. The Atma stays within the body and orders and commands the body to do certain activities for its own satisfaction. The body without the Atma cannot perform any activities. Thirst, hunger, disease, which all happens to the body, not to the Atma. But these thirst, hunger and disease are experienced not by the body, but by the Atma. Body is Achit, doesn't have consciousness, doesn't have knowledge. Therefore, any of these things doesn't matter for the body. But the Atma who resides within the body is Chit, is conscious entity. Therefore, it experiences those things which happens to the body. It experiences Sukham and Dukkham. One may ask a question, why can't Atma live happily within the body? Why it has to go through happiness and distress? The answer is, this world is designed in such a way that one must experience Sukham and Dukkham. There is no one person can say, I never went through Dukkham. Or there is no one person who can say, I always have Sukham. Every single Atma who takes body in this world must go through Sukham and Dukkham. So that program cannot be changed as long as we live in this body in this world. The scriptures clearly states that the Atma belongs to the Lord and it is His property. And we went through this in our previous session as a conversation between the Lord and Jivatma. The Jivatma should be with the Lord and engage in the service of the Lord and service to please the Lord. By pleasing the Lord, by seeing the smiling face of the Lord, the Atma, Jivatma experiences the Ananda. There are many such Atmas in the spiritual world called Nityatmas. Besides those Atma, the others are Jivatmas called Baddhatmas, who goes through Anadikala Karma, a cycle of repeated birth and death, they take a body, enjoy some pleasure, suffer some time, and eventually give up this body and take up another new body. We all belong to this category. We got this body and we eventually leave this body. Even if we don't decide to leave, we'll be kicked off from this body, and the body that we are going to get next is of not our choice. Even if we get a good body, it is not in our control. We may build dreams, put plans together of how we want to be in this body, in this life, but without our consent, we will be pulled out of this body forcefully. And this is what happens to us life after life after life. The reason for this is simply because we forgot that we belong to Krishna. We think we are this body and this belongs to me. This Atma belongs to me. Everything around me belongs to me. We fail to understand that there is someone who is greater than us, who has given us order what to do and how to be, which we fail to follow due to our ignorance. Therefore, out of this ignorance, avidya, we get into so many activities which are not as per the Shastras that's given by the Lord, which is punishable. Just like how the government punishes the lawbreaker and puts the criminal in the jail, the Supreme King, Krishna, when we break the law, his law, he puts us into a jail called body. When the officer of the jail, the jail keeper, sees some good behaviors of the prisoner, understand that he is changed or changing, excuses him from the punishment of being in the prison. Similarly, when the Supreme Lord sees that we are sincerely, eagerly trying to follow his instructions, he comes forward and helps us and releases us from this body so that we don't need to take another birth again. It is interesting that we are in this prison called body, but we do not agree or realize that this is a prison. The reason is we do not ever study the scriptures or hear from those who have studied the scriptures. We do not have any interest, no spiritual knowledge, no intelligence, spiritual intelligence. But we think ourselves to be a great learned person, buddhiman. We think we know everything. In fact, we start looking upon others insignificant, even though we have all these bad qualities. But the Lord doesn't leave us just like that. As a parent would not leave their child irrespective of the nature of the child. Likewise, the Lord, out of His compassion, He always wants to give us a knowledge, intelligence, and clarity so that we can rectify our mistakes. Krishna, therefore, even without our awareness, He adds some punya into our account, and gradually He brings us to that level where we develop bhakti. This Bhagavad Gita is the best example. Krishna created a situation where Arjuna, who was perplexed, seeing his relatives, teachers, friends, felt that there is no use in gaining a kingdom by killing them. This situation was made so that Arjuna can surrender unto Krishna. Arjuna chose not to fight, but he made the decision at the wrong time, at the wrong place. After agreeing to the battle, after the armies are assembled in Kurukshetra, he was trying to step back. Therefore, Krishna took this opportunity to teach Arjuna, actually to teach all of us, the truth of life, the truth of self, truth of himself, and the means to attain him. We should know that Arjuna was a highly qualified person, highly knowledgeable, highly skilled, but he accepted himself as a fool in front of Krishna. Therefore, the message of Krishna was effective in his case. But in our case, we have no qualification, we have no knowledge, we have no skills, but we accept ourselves to be the greatest person. If we have such mentality, even if we hear Bhagavad Gita, we cannot understand the true message in it. We can see that in the world that there are many versions of Bhagavad Gita, but most of it speaks about so many other things, less about Krishna and his true nature, his qualities. As we said, Arjuna is a very intelligent person who has studied many shastras from his teachers. But all those shastras are samanya shastra, how to fight, how to rule the country, and etc. He did not study about Atma Shastra. He was thinking himself to be the body. Because he was associating with elderly people, he learned about respect. He learned how to be humble. He had good qualities. He knows Krishna has answers for everything. He is the cause of all causes, and Krishna is the only one who can help in all conditions. He has experienced it in his life. But still, he did not get the concept of Atma and did not understand that Atma is different from the body. Atma is imperishable, whereas body is perishable. Atma never goes through any changes, but the body goes through changes. Atma is full of knowledge, whereas body doesn't have knowledge. And he failed to understand the relationship that we have in this world. Father, mother, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, etc. is all due to different previous karmas. With this wrong understandings, Arjuna felt the kingdom must be obtained through the means of war, and he decided to fight. In the battlefield, he wanted to defeat Duryodhana and reclaim the kingdom. He wanted to punish Duryodhana for his evil acts. In the battlefield, he saw Duryodhana, but also he saw many innocent people who are his friends, relatives, who may die because of the battle, even though he personally doesn't have any enmity towards them. Because of that attachment and compassionate nature, Arjuna decided not to fight. He put his Gandiva bow down and sat down on the chariot with confused state of mind. But he knows Krishna can resolve his confusion, and therefore he surrendered to Krishna, begging him to instruct what is right and what is wrong to do. He fell at the feet of Krishna, crying out for help. Only at that time, Krishna accepted him and gave him the knowledge of Atma and means to attain the Atma. Then he spoke about himself, his glories, and explained the means to attain him as well. Now, Krishna's instructions are coming to an end, and Arjuna's actions must take place. Krishna said, "Hearing my instructions, your confusion would have gone. Therefore, you do your duty, which is to fight, which is part of your karma yoga. By doing so, you will remove your obstacles and you can advance to bhakti yoga, through which you can attain me." This is what Krishna has said so far. After hearing this, Arjuna should have immediately picked up his Gandiva bow and started to fight. But he was standing like a tree. His face showed confusion, lack of enthusiasm, worries. Krishna can sense Arjuna's mind is not clear. Arjuna is worried of something, and Krishna, who's Paramatma, who knows everyone's heart, can understand that Arjuna is thinking that the Lord has given clarity to him, that I am not this body, I am never born, and I will never die. All this relationship that I have is due to my karma, and they are all temporary. The only eternal position that I have is satyaṁ, being the servant of the Lord. He is my master. My job is to work for him, work under him, continue to please him, continue to stay with him all the time. But unfortunately, that is not the situation right now where I am in. I am in this body and going through miseries, getting tossed in the ocean of material existence. After hearing so much directly from Krishna, after seeing him with a completely new perspective, I am anxious, wanting to go to him. And the Lord gave me the paths: Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. He also instructed me to pick one of these, that which fits me, my position, and start practicing it. If I do so, then I will develop an unconditional love towards him. And then if I apply Bhakti Yoga as said by Krishna in this verse, man-manā bhava mad-bhakto, mad-yājī mam namaskuru, Krishna has guaranteed, promised me that I will come to him. I understand all this, no doubt, no confusion on what has been told by Krishna and what I have understood. But my only concern is the task that I am going to take now, as advised by Krishna, will that get fulfilled successfully or not? The reason is I have karma which cannot be traced back. It's anadikala karma. I have been functioning all these days without the knowledge of self, Atma. I have been doing whatever way I wanted to do. I did not care for myself, my Atma. Then what to speak about Paramatma? Causing anger to the Lord as a result took many unlimited births. My karmas cannot be counted, and the vasanas due to those karmas are so strong, which always pulls me away from Krishna and directs me towards doing wrong things. To stop this, I have no power or control. I have a desire to go back to you, Krishna. But if my previous karma vasanas keep dragging me by my hair, how can I perform what you said? How can I perform or start karma yoga? The Lord has spoken so many things, but I don't have an answer for this problem yet. If I start the process as recommended by Krishna, my karma is still there, and it is not going to let me do what I need to do to please Krishna. Now I don't know what to do. Understanding Arjuna's dilemma, Krishna gives the solution, his very last instruction in the next sloka. Sarvadharmāna parityaja māmekam saranam vraja aham tvam sarva pāpebhyo mokṣesyami mā sucaha. Let's enter into the most important sloka in Bhagavad Gita, which has been highly regarded by many greats and saints. Man-manā bhava mad-bhakto, mad-yājī mam namaskuru, mam evaiṣyasi satyaṁ te, pratijāne priyosi me. Thank you. Namaste. Hare Krishna.